Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to the life and suffering of Branté in times of the fall of the blessed Arachnean Empire. So this is kind of a choose your own story life simulator game that we love to see. So without further ado, I've checked to make sure it all works. Let's jump right in. Enter your character's name. Choose your name carefully. Other characters will address you exactly like this. Let's call ourselves Morgan. Seems to fit the bill of a kind of 18th century, 17th century man. Game mode. We're going to disable it, so we have to live with our decisions, and we're going to hide our consequences. I don't want to know what happens before I choose a decision. I want to go in and play blind. You hold the faith of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Branté will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Branté's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Branté's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Branté cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you choose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Branté, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
At the end of time, your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged, your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the paper before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arachnean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Arachnean, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is naught but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back, they engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life, and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of blood, and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life. Now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page, with your every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit, the choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt. seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all, your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? We have the first of our many choices I'm sure this game will offer us. One thing I know about the backstory in this game, gods are real. There are two gods, the twin gods that were referenced earlier, and they are real. So I'm sure that will play into the story a bit. But our first question we have to decide is, what determines a man's destiny? The man himself. Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny. The world around him. Your path was charted for you by the people, the age, and the society in which you lived. A higher power. Your destiny was forged by a power greater than your own will. Well, there is no destiny. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. I'm definitely not going to go with that one. I'd probably say all three. But I want my character to be a sort of pious nobleman, so I'm going to say a higher power. My destiny was forged by a power greater than my own. You put your hands together in a silent prayer. Death is near, and you are ready to step beyond the final threshold. Your life was not lived in vain. It was part of a greater design. Like it or not, we are all guided by forces beyond our kin. The same forces that shape the destinies of men and civilizations. No matter how much free will we think we have, we are nothing but obedient instruments in the hands of eternity. True freedom has always lain in understanding the greater laws that govern our tiny lives. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to remember to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Morgan Brante will live once more. I don't know if it should be pronounced Brant or Branté, if the E is silent or not, but I prefer Branté. So, Chapter 1. Childhood, adolescence, youth, peacetime, and the revolt. We're 0 years old. I really quite like the art style for this. Chapter 1. Childhood, the year 1118. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child, learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Prologue, Growing Up. In chapters Childhood, Adolescence, and Youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of Prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Morgan Brante grow up to be? It's your call. So, this is probably going to be our main menu, our main screen for most of the game, I think. We've got quite a few different menus to explore. These won't unlock until we do the chapters, okay. So events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. So we can have a fencing lesson, where we dare to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. And in order to do that, I need to have my determination better than 4. Beyond, as a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. Okay, so I think there's a chance I might be able to die. Insight. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and the lots of its inhabitants. Perception greater than 4. A nobleman's sacrament. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Willpower greater than 0. So, there's that. Let's check out some of these menus first. Destiny. which looks like an overall summary of how our life is going. Personality. So, Morgan Brante. 0 years old, we are a lowborn, and our occupation is growing up. Deaths. After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. So a true death is the fourth death. Our perception is 0, we are inattentive. Perception represents how attentive you are to other people and the world around you, your ability to comprehend and learn. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. I have a feeling perception is probably where I'm going to be mastering. We're currently spineless with determination. Your perseverance and strength of character, your ability to get your way. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. Okay. Determination and willpower. Your remaining inner strength and readiness for action. You spend it on difficult choices. We're ready for action, at least. Now, the House of Branté. Our reputation is tarnished. The honor of your family and your position in high society. It affects how the nobility treats your family. Our wealth is moderate. The financial state of your family, the level of your income and possessions. And unity represents how close and trusting your family is. It affects the fate of your family members. The heir is Stephen Branté, my brother, and we like him a little bit, but still indifferent. Robert Branté's son from his first marriage and a noble by birth. From a young age he has been striving to be first in all things and demonstrate his superiority to the family. So look like family. The members of the Branté family, who they are, their current position and their attitude towards me. So we've got Gregor Branté, who's my grandfather. The head of the Branté family and nobleman of the mantle, a senior judge at the Anazot prefecture. He was the first person in the family to get an education and achieve a noble title. His dream is to see his family ennobled by the sword. A cruel and fierce defender of the ancient order, he is constantly preoccupied with arranging the future of the family line. Then he had one son, my father, Robert Brante, who is a nobleman of the mantle, and he likes me. Following in the footsteps of his father, Gregor, he earned a noble title and a position at the prefecture. He works tirelessly in his judicial service for the sake of his family. He took your low-born mother, Lydia, as a second wife, thereby jeopardizing the family's noble future. Oh, Dad. So his first wife died. Amalia Elborn. True death. Your father's first wife passed away soon after giving birth to Stephen, never to be reborn. Oh, so it seems like you can, if you die, the gods can grant you a rebirth. And I guess when you reach the fourth death, that's your last. I hope this backstory stuff is interesting. I prefer doing it like this, being really systematic about it, not just skipping right ahead to the story. This stuff might be important later on. She died while giving birth to my brother Stephen. She was a noblewoman of the sword and sister of Augustin Elborn, a powerful family friend. The match between her and your father was your grandfather's doing. Amalia is said to have been a striking woman with a forceful personality, who was proud of her noble origin. And you've got my own mother, who's a lowborn, a humble commoner from the outskirts of Anazot. Neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather directly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his house. She now manages the household and raises Robert's children. Your mother is devoted to her faith and insists that her children observe their lots. We've got my brother. From a young... Yeah, we've read about him already. So I've got a sister, Gloria, the illegitimate daughter of your mother, Lydia. She has never met her real father. Her position in the family is precarious. Robert Brante has never acknowledged her as his own daughter. Your sister is a dreamer. She often has her head in the clouds and can act recklessly at times. So quite the opposite of Stephen. And I guess I could be in the middle. And this is me. So I think we're ready to kickstart the story. Your personal qualities at this stage, they determine which choices you take. Oh yeah, just tell me that they've opened and we checked them all out, so let's begin the chapter. Birth. The artwork is really, really nice. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory, you are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands toward you. There are two of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel the differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and emphatic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet, there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow, barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is growing ever stronger within you. A soft, open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering, distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Who do we want to be more like, I guess? I'm trying to decide if I want to play this like how I would want to be in the current modern world or how I would want to be in this world. You know, am I playing as me or am I playing as Morgan Brante? Let's reach out to the palm. Your little palm awkwardly clasps the soft finger. You explore your mother's hand by touch. She smiles gently as her arms wrap around you and lift you up. She smells of home, that indescribable smell, the feeling of safety that is second to none. Perception has gone up. Her embrace is the warmest place in the world, a place you want to stay for all eternity. Birth in 1118. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? Hide and seek. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. Robert Branté. Hello there, little Morgan Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are two more children in the family, named Stephen and Gloria. Or Stefan and Gloria, my apologies. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hand as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. Oh, look, there's your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're going to play together. But I'm always going to be in charge because you were born a commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Morgan, let's go play in the yard. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand, and your sister's with another, as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How's he gonna play? Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they are talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? You could cry loudly, find our way home. I think let's sit here and wait. You start playing with leaves and twigs and little bugs. No harm learning some patience. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it just enough to sting a little. You hear brisk steps, then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the little finger with the bug on it. So that's where they took you. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan keeps staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Perception's gone up. The Great Descent. Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother, Stefan, is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. You must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs, even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Sorry, that's a really bad rendition, but anyway. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand. Guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil. Always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. So it seems like, I guess every class has their own song they have to sing. You are transfixed by the tune. Oh, thank you, I thought I sang it quite well myself. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Morgan? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar any time, from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard, understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses. Once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? As I said, I want to make my character a pious, saintly man, so we join our sister and finish the song the same way we heard it. We should follow our destiny as in our lot. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at you where you were staring. Did you see something, Morgan? You shake your head. Not anymore. And perception's gone up again. That's quite interesting. Let's do one more year for this video. The year 1121, spring, the origin. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in this strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too. And it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl. You will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trip, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She is not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Stefan, Morgan? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit him with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. So it seems we've unlocked the accept your punishment, because our willpower is 0. We can deny our guilt, or demand an explanation. I mean, I want to know more, but I don't know if asking Mother questions is going to really help, or if she'll answer them in her bad mood. I won't deny my guilt, we did hit him. I think for this time we're not going to... Yeah, I'm not going to accept our punishment, I want an explanation. You demand that Mother explain why things are like this. This isn't fair. The twin gods should be fair. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Mother is stunned by all the questions you are peppering her with. Don't you dare ask me about that, Morgan. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. I thought that was going to happen. You are flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you are finally let go. You slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, The Teachings of Entails, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twins' judgment. And when the body dieth a true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall melt in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. And our perception is now 4. We're inquisitive. And I think we'll leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm really enjoying this. It looks like it's going to be a really, really good game. So let me know if you enjoyed it and if you've chosen differently. As far as I know, there are 3 possible life paths: Inquisitor, Judge, and Rebel, so we'll see how we end up with those. So thanks very much for watching, and take care and have a nice day.